In a world that constantly urges us to push harder, do more, and chase after an elusive version of success, we often forget that life unfolds best when it is not forced. The more we try to control, the more elusive peace becomes. Yet, hidden in the quiet spaces, the unhurried moments, and the gentle acceptance of life as it is, lies a profound truth. We find freedom not by gripping tightly, but by letting go. "Don't force anything on your life" is an invitation to step off the treadmill of endless striving and embrace a life of ease, flow, and presence. It is a call to savor the simplicity of now, to find joy in the small and unnoticed, and to rediscover the art of living in harmony with life's natural rhythms. Through these pages, let us explore how to cultivate a life that feels effortless yet deeply fulfilling, a life that doesn't need to be forced. Chapter 1. Finding Joy in Simplicity. In our fast-paced world, simplicity often feels elusive, overshadowed by the glittering allure of more possessions, more achievements, more distractions. Yet, hidden beneath the noise of modern life lies a quiet truth. Joy is not found in excess, but in the beauty of life's simplest moments. When we slow down, we begin to notice the delicate wonders that often go unseen. The warmth of sunlight on our skin, the laughter of a loved one, the comforting aroma of freshly brewed coffee. These small moments, when truly appreciated, become treasures that nourish the soul. It's easy to overlook the ordinary. After all, our minds are trained to chase the extraordinary. But have you ever paused to watch the dance of raindrops on a window pane or listen to the quiet symphony of leaves rustling in the wind? These moments, seemingly mundane, are where life truly unfolds. They are reminders of the magic that exists in the here and now, waiting for us to notice. Joy often hides in the details. A child's uninhibited laughter can remind us of the purity of happiness. The way the sky blushes at sunset can evoke a sense of wonder that words cannot capture. When we allow ourselves to see the world with fresh eyes, we reconnect with the joy that is always present, even in the simplest of things. To embrace simplicity is not to dismiss the grand, but to understand that life's grandeur often reveals itself in its most unassuming moments. It's the gentle moments of connection, the fleeting experiences that, when strung together, create a life well lived. Mindfulness is the key to unlocking the joy hidden in simplicity. When we practice mindfulness, we train ourselves to be fully present in the moment, not lost in thoughts of the past or anxieties about the future, but here, now, immersed in life as it unfolds. Mindfulness allows us to savor the small joys that might otherwise go unnoticed. Gratitude magnifies this experience. By shifting our focus from what we lack to what we have, we cultivate a mindset of abundance. Consider the richness of a single moment, the taste of a ripe fruit, the feeling of cool grass beneath your feet, or the sound of rain softly tapping on the roof. When we approach these experiences with gratitude, they become profound. Research has shown that practicing gratitude rewires the brain, making us more attuned to positive experiences. Gratitude is not just an act, but a way of seeing the world, a lens through which even the smallest blessings shine brightly. The combination of mindfulness and gratitude forms a powerful duo, enabling us to live with a deep sense of contentment and joy. Embracing simplicity doesn't require a drastic lifestyle change. It begins with small, intentional actions. Here are some practices to help you find joy in the everyday. 1. Start a gratitude journal. Each day, write down 3 things you're grateful for. They can be as simple as a kind word from a stranger, a beautiful sunrise, or a moment of stillness. This practice trains your mind to focus on the positive. 2. Practice mindful observation. Choose an object, a flower, a cup of tea, or even your breath, and give it your full attention. Notice its texture, color, scent, or the sensations it evokes. This practice grounds you in the present moment. 3. Simplify your surroundings. Declutter your physical space. A clean and organized environment fosters a sense of calm and allows you to focus on what truly matters. 4. Embrace slow moments. Resist the urge to rush through your day. Instead, take time to savor your morning coffee, enjoy a walk without your phone, or engage in a hobby that brings you peace. 5. Connect with nature. Spend time outdoors, even if it's just sitting in a park or watching the clouds pass by. Nature has a way of reminding us of life's simple, unchanging rhythms. 6. Limit distractions. Reduce time spent on social media or multitasking. When we are distracted, we miss the richness of the present moment. 7. Celebrate small wins. Acknowledge and celebrate the small victories in your day. A task completed, a meaningful conversation, or a moment of kindness. 8. Be intentional with time. Focus on what truly matters: relationships, passions, and experiences that bring you joy. Let go of obligations that do not align with your values. When we begin to appreciate life's simple pleasures, something remarkable happens. We realize that joy doesn't come from chasing after the next big thing, but from being fully alive to what's already here. Simplicity is not a destination, but a way of being, a practice of finding richness in the ordinary. Life becomes less about accumulating and more about experiencing. We learn to be content with less, not because we have settled, but because we have discovered that less can be more. In letting go of the unnecessary, we create space for what truly matters: connection, presence, and peace. The beauty of simplicity is that it is available to all of us, regardless of our circumstances. It doesn't require wealth, status, or possessions, only a willingness to see life differently. So pause, take a deep breath, and look around. Notice the way light filters through the window, the rhythm of your breath, or the kindness in a stranger's smile. These are the moments that make up your life. When you embrace simplicity, you embrace the essence of joy itself. Life doesn't need to be forced. It only needs to be lived, and in that living, you will find that simplicity is not just a choice, but a gift. Chapter 2. The Power of Silence. In a world dominated by noise, both external and internal, silence is becoming a rare and undervalued treasure. From the constant ping of notifications to the relentless chatter of our own thoughts, the modern world keeps us perpetually distracted. Yet, silence holds transformative power. It offers us the clarity to think, the space to feel, and the freedom to simply be. To embrace silence is to reconnect with ourselves and the world around us in a profound and intimate way. Noise is not just a byproduct of our external environment, it is a reflection of our inner state. Our minds are often noisy, filled with worries, plans, regrets, and expectations. In this ceaseless hum, we lose touch with what truly matters. Silence, however, is a sanctuary. It is in silence that we can hear the whispers of our intuition, the subtle truths that guide us, and the quiet strength that lies within. Think of silence as fertile soil. Just as seeds need stillness to grow, our thoughts, ideas, and emotions require silence to mature and reveal their purpose. Without silence, we are like a storm-tossed ocean, unable to see clearly or find direction. But when we allow the waters of our minds to settle, we create space for insight, wisdom, and peace to emerge. Silence is not merely the absence of sound, it is a state of presence. It is the ability to pause amidst the chaos and listen, to ourselves, to others, and to life itself. In silence, we find clarity. When we stop speaking, stop filling every moment with activity, and stop reacting to every stimulus, we create room to observe and understand. Silence allows us to discern what is important from what is trivial. It sharpens our focus and aligns us with our inner truth. Silence also brings peace. It is a balm for the weary soul, a refuge from the constant demands of the world. In moments of stillness, we can let go of the tension we carry and feel the calm that lies beneath the surface of our busy lives. Wisdom, too, is born of silence. The greatest insights often come not from talking or thinking, but from simply being. When we embrace silence, we allow our deeper awareness to emerge. We learn to trust the quiet voice within us, the one that speaks not in words, but in knowing. Cultivating silence in a noisy world requires intention. Here are practical ways to invite more silence into your life. 1. Start your day in silence. Begin your morning without the distractions of phones, emails, or news. Instead, sit quietly, breathe deeply, and set an intention for your day. This practice centers you and prepares your mind for clarity and focus. 2. Practice mindful listening. Silence is not just about being quiet. It is also about listening deeply. When you're in conversation, pause and truly listen without thinking of what to say next. This practice not only enriches your relationships, but also deepens your connection with others. 3. Create technology-free zones. Designate certain times or spaces in your day for silence by turning off your devices. Use this time to read, meditate, or simply sit in stillness. 4. Engage in silent meditation. Spend a few minutes each day in silent meditation. Focus on your breath, a mantra, or the sensations in your body. If your mind wanders, gently return to the present moment. Over time, this practice strengthens your ability to find silence within. 5. Go on a silent walk. Take a walk in nature without music, podcasts, or conversation. Pay attention to the sounds of the environment, the rustling leaves, birdsong, or your own footsteps. Let the silence connect you with the natural world. 6. Pause between activities. Build moments of silence into your day by pausing between tasks. Take a few deep breaths before moving on to the next activity. These micro moments of silence help you reset and stay present. 7. Embrace silence in solitude. Spend time alone without distractions. Whether it's sitting by a window, journaling, or simply resting, solitude allows you to savor the richness of silence. When we invite silence into our lives, we begin to notice its profound effects. Relationships deepen as we learn to listen with our full presence. Creativity flourishes as we give our minds the space to explore and imagine. Emotional healing takes place as we face and process our feelings without distraction. Silence also strengthens our resilience. In times of difficulty, it is often silence that helps us find the inner strength to endure and grow. It teaches us to be comfortable with stillness and uncertainty, fostering patience and self-trust. Consider the great wisdom traditions of the world. Many emphasize the power of silence as a path to enlightenment and self-discovery. From the meditative practices of Buddhism to the contemplative prayers of Christianity, silence has always been a gateway to the sacred. In embracing silence, we are not escaping the world. We are engaging with it more fully. We learn to respond rather than react. We discover that beneath the surface noise of life, there is a stillness that holds everything together. Silence invites us to slow down, to listen, and to be present. It teaches us that we don't need to have all the answers or fill every moment with action. Sometimes, the most profound experiences arise when we simply sit in the quiet and allow life to unfold. So take a moment today to pause and enter the stillness. Turn off the noise, both external and internal, and listen to what silence has to offer. In that quiet space, you may find the clarity, peace, and wisdom you've been seeking all along. Chapter 3. The Beauty of Now. Life unfolds in a series of present moments, yet we often find ourselves trapped in time, reliving past regrets or projecting anxieties into the future. In our rush to do more, achieve more, and be more, we overlook the simple yet profound truth. The present moment is all we ever truly have. The beauty of now lies in its ability to ground us, to awaken us to life's richness, and to remind us that peace and joy are not distant goals, but choices we can make in this very instant. The past is a memory, a mental construct shaped by our perceptions and emotions. The future is a projection, an imagined reality, that may or may not come to pass. Neither exists in the here and now. The present moment, however, is tangible, vibrant, and real. It is the space where life happens. Think of the times you've been fully present, watching a sunset, listening to a loved one, or immersing yourself in a creative pursuit. In those moments, time seemed to dissolve, and a profound sense of aliveness took over. That is the power of the present. It connects us to the essence of life, unfiltered and unmediated by the mind. When we anchor ourselves in the now, we reclaim our energy from the burdens of the past and the uncertainties of the future. We become more attuned to our senses, more aware of our thoughts and emotions, and more open to the world around us. Living in the past or future is a form of resistance to the present. Past regrets weigh us down with guilt, shame, or longing for what could have been. Future worries fill us with fear, doubt, and the need for control. In both cases, we lose sight of the opportunities and joys that exist right here, right now. To free yourself from the grip of the past, practice forgiveness of yourself and others. Recognize that the past cannot be changed, but your relationship with it can. Let it be a teacher, not a prison. To release future worries, embrace trust. Understand that while you can plan and prepare, you cannot predict or control every outcome. Trust in your ability to adapt and in life's capacity to unfold in ways that serve your growth. By letting go of these mental anchors, you create space to engage with the present moment fully and authentically. Bringing your attention to the present moment is a skill that can be nurtured through practice. Here are some techniques to help you savor the beauty of now. 1. Mindful breathing. Your breath is a constant companion, anchoring you to the present. Take a few moments each day to focus on your breathing. Feel the air entering your nostrils, filling your lungs, and leaving your body. If your mind wanders, gently return your attention to your breath. This simple practice grounds you in the here and now. 2. Engage your senses. Tune in to your senses to fully experience the moment. Notice the colors, shapes, and textures around you. Listen to the sounds in your environment. Savor the flavors of your food. Feel the sensations in your body. Engaging your senses pulls you out of your thoughts and into the richness of the present. 3. Single tasking. In a world that glorifies multitasking, try doing one thing at a time with your full attention. Whether it's washing dishes, writing an email, or talking to a friend, give your task or interaction your undivided focus. You'll find that even mundane activities become more meaningful. 4. Gratitude for the present. Take a moment to appreciate something about this very instant. It could be the warmth of the sun on your skin, the comfort of your chair, or the sound of laughter nearby. Gratitude shifts your focus from what's missing to what's present, enhancing your sense of fulfillment. 5. Pause and observe. Throughout your day, pause and simply observe your thoughts and feelings without judgment. Notice what's happening within you and around you. This practice of non-reactive awareness deepens your connection to the present moment. When we live in the now, life becomes less about striving and more about being. We stop chasing happiness as if it's a destination and start experiencing it as an ever-present possibility. Challenges lose their sting as we realize they are temporary, and joys become more profound because we are fully present to savor them. The present moment also reveals the interconnectedness of all things. In the now, we see that we are not separate from life, but a part of its unfolding. This awareness fosters compassion, humility, and a sense of belonging. Living in the now doesn't mean ignoring the past or abandoning the future. It means carrying the lessons of the past lightly, planning for the future wisely, and choosing to live fully in the only time that truly exists, the present. Pause for a moment as you read these words. Take a deep breath. Feel the air entering your lungs. Notice the sensations in your body, the rhythm of your heartbeat. You are alive, here, now. Life is not waiting for you in some distant moment or hidden in the folds of your memories. It is here, inviting you to participate, to engage, and to experience its beauty. By embracing the present, you reclaim the essence of what it means to live, not as a series of tasks or goals, but as a tapestry of vibrant, interconnected moments. The beauty of now is always available to you. Step into it and let life unfold in its fullness. Chapter 4. The Art of Letting Go. Life often feels like a constant balancing act between holding on and letting go. We clutch tightly to expectations, relationships, past mistakes, and imagined futures, believing that control will provide safety and happiness. Yet the harder we cling, the more we find ourselves weighed down, burdened by what we refuse to release. True freedom lies not in grasping, but in surrendering, in learning the art of letting go. Letting go is not about giving up or walking away from responsibility. It is about freeing ourselves from the emotional and mental chains that keep us stuck, allowing life to flow naturally. When we release what no longer serves us, we create space for growth, peace, and clarity. Think of the emotional baggage we carry: grudges, regrets, unmet expectations, and the fear of the unknown. These weights accumulate over time, slowing us down and clouding our ability to live fully in the present. Perhaps it's a past hurt you replay in your mind, each time feeling the sting as if it were fresh. Or maybe it's a vision of how things should be, causing frustration when reality doesn't align. Holding on to these burdens doesn't change the past or guarantee the future. It only drains your energy and robs you of the peace available in the here and now. Control is an illusion we cling to, thinking it will shield us from chaos or disappointment. But life, in its vast complexity, cannot be mastered. When we attempt to micromanage every outcome, we fight against the natural flow, creating resistance and stress. Letting go of control doesn't mean we stop caring or trying. It means recognizing the boundaries of our influence and trusting the process. It's about releasing the need to force outcomes and instead embracing uncertainty with grace. This surrender doesn't weaken us, it liberates us. By loosening our grip, we allow life to unfold in its unpredictable beauty. We become more resilient, adaptable, and open to possibilities we might never have considered. Letting go is a skill, a practice that deepens over time. Here are some steps to guide you in this transformative process. 1. Identify what you're holding on to. Take a moment to reflect on what occupies your thoughts and emotions. Are there relationships, memories, or beliefs that weigh heavily on you? Write them down. Naming these burdens is the first step toward releasing them. 2. Examine why you're holding on. Ask yourself, what am I gaining by holding on? Sometimes we cling to pain because it's familiar, or we resist letting go because it feels like losing control. Understanding your attachment helps you see whether it truly serves your well-being. 3. Practice forgiveness. Forgiveness is a powerful act of letting go. It's not about condoning wrongdoing, but about freeing yourself from the prison of resentment. Forgive others, and just as importantly, forgive yourself for past mistakes or perceived shortcomings. 4. Release unrealistic expectations. Expectations often create tension when reality doesn't match them. Let go of the need for perfection in yourself, others, and life. Embrace what is, rather than clinging to what should be. 5. Embrace the present moment. Letting go becomes easier when you anchor yourself in the now. Focus on what you can control, your thoughts, actions, and responses in this moment. Let the rest unfold naturally. 6. Engage in rituals of release. Sometimes, physical acts can symbolize emotional release. Write a letter to what you're letting go of and burn it. Meditate on releasing your burdens with each exhale. These rituals help cement your intention to let go. 7. Seek support and perspective. Letting go is not always easy. Share your journey with a trusted friend, therapist, or mentor. Their perspective can help you see the situation in a new light and reinforce your decision to release what's weighing you down. When we let go, we step into a space of openness and possibility. We make room for new experiences, relationships, and ideas to enter our lives. We also reconnect with ourselves, discovering inner strength and peace that were buried beneath the weight of our attachments. Letting go teaches us to trust ourselves, others, and the flow of life. It reminds us that we don't need to carry every burden, solve every problem, or control every outcome. In surrendering, we find a profound freedom, one that allows us to move through life with greater ease and joy. Imagine a river flowing steadily toward the sea. Along its path, it encounters rocks, fallen trees, and winding curves. Does the river stop, complain, or try to force its way through? No, it flows around obstacles, adapting to the landscape without resistance. We are like that river. Life places obstacles in our path, some of them small, others monumental. When we resist, we create tension. When we let go, we flow. Letting go doesn't mean we give up on our dreams or stop caring about our goals. It means we release the need to control every twist and turn, trusting that we'll reach our destination in the way and time that's right for us. Pause for a moment and take a deep breath. Imagine your burdens as stones in a backpack you've been carrying. Feel their weight. Now, visualize yourself setting down the backpack. Notice the lightness in your body, the sense of relief. This is what letting go feels like. A return to yourself, unencumbered by what no longer serves you. Life is too fleeting and precious to spend it clinging to the past, fearing the future, or forcing outcomes. The art of letting go invites you to release, to trust, and to embrace the beauty of what is. Letting go is not a loss. It is a liberation, a gift you give to yourself. Set down your burdens and step into freedom. Let go and let life unfold. Chapter 5. Embracing change. Change is the only constant in life, yet it's one of the most difficult realities for us to accept. We crave stability, yearn for control, and cling to the familiar, even when it no longer serves us. But life, like nature, thrives on transformation. The seasons change, rivers carve new paths, and trees shed their leaves to prepare for new growth. So why do we resist change, and how can we learn to embrace it as an ally rather than fear it as an adversary? At its core, resistance to change is rooted in fear. Fear of the unknown, fear of loss, fear of discomfort. Our brains are wired for survival, and the unfamiliar often feels like a threat. Even when change holds the promise of improvement, we hesitate because stepping into the unknown means leaving behind the certainty of what we already know. For example, consider someone in a job they dislike but stay in because it provides financial security. The thought of leaving for something new, even if potentially better, is daunting. This resistance isn't just about the job, it's about the psychological safety of the status quo. However, this resistance comes at a cost. When we cling to what is no longer aligned with our growth, we stagnate. We become like a river dammed, unable to flow freely and nourish the landscapes of our lives. What if we saw change not as an ending, but as a beginning? Every shift in our circumstances offers a chance to grow, learn, and evolve. The discomfort we feel is not a sign that we're failing. It's a sign that we're transforming. Just as a caterpillar endures the darkness of the cocoon before becoming a butterfly, we must pass through the uncertain and the unfamiliar to emerge stronger. To embrace change, we must shift our perspective. Instead of asking, "Why is this happening to me?" try asking, "What is this teaching me?" Each challenge carries a hidden lesson, and every upheaval holds the seed of a new beginning. Embracing change doesn't mean pretending it's easy or denying the difficulties it brings. It's about learning to ride the waves instead of fighting against them. Here are some practical ways to remain grounded amidst life's uncertainties. 1. Acknowledge your feelings. It's natural to feel fear, sadness, or even anger when faced with change. Suppressing these emotions only makes them stronger. Instead, give yourself permission to feel. Journaling, meditating, or talking with a trusted friend can help you process your emotions and move forward with clarity. 2. Focus on what you can control. Change often feels overwhelming because it reminds us of how little control we have. Instead of fixating on what you can't change, redirect your energy toward what you can influence. This might mean creating a daily routine to anchor yourself during turbulent times, or setting small, achievable goals that give you a sense of accomplishment. 3. Practice adaptability. Like a tree that bends with the wind instead of breaking, adaptability is key to thriving in the face of change. Cultivate a mindset of flexibility by reminding yourself that plans can shift and outcomes may differ from expectations, and that's okay. Being open to new possibilities allows you to see opportunities you might have missed. Or 4. Seek support. You don't have to navigate change alone. Lean on your support system, friends, family, mentors, or therapists. Their perspective and encouragement can provide a sense of stability when everything else feels uncertain. One of the most profound lessons we can learn from Zen philosophy is the art of flowing with life. In the same way that a river adapts to obstacles in its path, we too can learn to move with the currents of change, rather than against them. This doesn't mean passively accepting everything that comes our way. It means responding to life with grace and wisdom. When faced with a challenge, ask yourself, what is within my power to change? What must I accept as it is? How can I grow from this experience? By focusing on flow rather than resistance, we create space for growth, healing, and transformation. Life is not static. It's a dynamic dance of beginnings and endings. Embracing this truth frees us from the illusion of control and allows us to live with greater ease and joy. Every change, no matter how difficult, carries the potential for meaning. Sometimes, it's only in hindsight that we understand why something happened the way it did. Perhaps losing a job led to discovering a new passion, or the end of a relationship created space for deeper self-awareness. To find meaning in change, consider reflecting on past experiences. What challenges have you overcome? How did they shape the person you are today? By recognizing the growth that emerged from past changes, you can approach future transitions with greater trust and resilience. Ultimately, embracing change is about embracing life itself. Just as the river doesn't fear the bend ahead, we too can learn to trust that life's currents will carry us where we need to go. Change is not something to endure. It's something to celebrate. It's the universe's way of inviting us to evolve, to become more fully ourselves. So, when the winds of change blow, stand tall but remain flexible. Let the old fall away like leaves in autumn, and welcome the new with an open heart. In doing so, you'll discover that the very thing you once feared holds the key to your greatest transformation. Chapter 6. Acceptance as a path to peace. Life often unfolds in ways that defy our plans and expectations. The job we were certain we would land slips through our fingers. The relationship we thought would last forever fades away. The health we took for granted is suddenly compromised. In these moments, we instinctively resist, striving to reshape reality to fit our desires. But what if true peace lies not in resistance, but in acceptance? Acceptance is not about giving up or resigning ourselves to suffering. Instead, it is about recognizing life as it is, without judgment or denial. It is the practice of meeting reality with openness, allowing us to navigate challenges with grace and find harmony in the chaos. When we stop fighting what is, we free ourselves to focus on what can be. Acceptance is often misunderstood as passivity, a form of surrender where we stop striving for better. In truth, acceptance is an act of courage. It requires us to face reality head-on, acknowledging both its beauty and its pain. To accept is not to agree. It is not to say, "This is how I wanted things to be." Rather, it is to say, "This is how things are right now, and I will meet this moment as it is." Acceptance creates a foundation of clarity from which meaningful action can arise. When we resist reality, we expend tremendous energy trying to control the uncontrollable. This resistance fuels frustration, anxiety, and exhaustion. In contrast, acceptance offers a path to peace. By letting go of the struggle, we reclaim the energy needed to respond to life's challenges with wisdom and strength. Acceptance brings us closer to ourselves. When we stop resisting, we can listen more deeply to what life is teaching us. Each challenge, each unexpected turn, carries a lesson meant to guide us toward growth and understanding. Consider a river flowing around a rock. The river does not argue with the rock, it simply adjusts its course. Similarly, when we accept life's obstacles, we learn to adapt, to flow, and to trust that we are being guided toward our true path. Resistance traps us in what should have been. Acceptance opens us to what is, aligning us with the present moment and the opportunities it holds. It allows us to move forward with clarity and purpose, no longer weighed down by unrealistic expectations or past regrets. Strategies for navigating challenges with grace. 1. Practice radical honesty. Acceptance begins with seeing reality clearly. This requires us to let go of denial, wishful thinking, and self-deception. Ask yourself, what is the truth of this situation? By facing the truth, even when it's uncomfortable, you take the first step toward acceptance. 2. Release the need for control. Many of us cling to the illusion that we can control everything. When life veers off course, we feel a sense of failure. But the truth is, much of life is beyond our control. Acceptance means focusing on what you can influence, your thoughts, actions, and attitude, and letting go of what you cannot. 3. Cultivate self-compassion. Accepting external circumstances often requires us to accept ourselves first. Be gentle with yourself as you navigate challenges. Remember that imperfection is part of being human, and growth comes through mistakes and setbacks. 4. Shift from why me to what now. When life feels unfair, it's natural to ask, why is this happening to me? But this question often keeps us stuck in victimhood. Instead, ask, what can I do now? Shifting your focus from blame to action empowers you to respond constructively. 5. Embrace mindfulness practices. Mindfulness teaches us to observe life without judgment. Through practices like meditation, deep breathing, or simply paying attention to the present moment, we can cultivate a sense of calm and acceptance. Mindfulness reminds us that we are not our circumstances. We are the awareness observing them. There is immense freedom in acceptance. When we stop resisting, we release the emotional burdens of anger, frustration, and regret. We no longer waste energy trying to force life to conform to our expectations. Instead, we open ourselves to the possibilities that arise when we work with reality, not against it. Acceptance does not mean giving up on dreams or ambitions. It simply means being at peace with where you are while still striving for where you want to go. It's the balance of contentment and aspiration, the ability to hold both gratitude and hope. Imagine a gardener who plants seeds in her garden. She waters them, nurtures the soil, and waits patiently for them to sprout. But not every seed grows, and some plants wither despite her care. She could rage against the weather or blame herself for the plant's failure. Or she could accept that nature has its own rhythm. By accepting what she cannot change, the gardener can focus on what she can, planting new seeds, caring for the ones that thrive, and appreciating the beauty of her garden as it is. In the same way, life asks us to nurture what we can, while releasing what we cannot control. Acceptance allows us to find joy in the process, even when the outcome is uncertain. Acceptance is not a destination, it is a practice. It is a daily choice to meet life as it is, with open hands and an open heart. When you embrace acceptance, you discover a peace that is not dependent on circumstances. You learn to trust life's unfolding, even when it doesn't follow your plans. And in that trust, you find freedom. The freedom to live fully, to love deeply, and to grow authentically. Let acceptance be your guide. When the winds of change blow, let them carry you forward, not back. When the storms of life rage, Let them remind you of your inner strength. And when life surprises you, let it lead you to places you never imagined, filled with lessons and blessings you never knew you needed. Chapter 7. Gratitude as a way of life. In a world that constantly urges us to pursue more success, more possessions, more recognition, gratitude acts as a quiet rebellion. It shifts our focus from what we lack to what we already have. This simple yet profound shift transforms how we experience life, turning ordinary moments into treasures and challenges into opportunities for growth. Gratitude is more than an emotion. It's a perspective, a practice, and ultimately, a way of life. By embracing gratitude, we discover that happiness doesn't lie in acquiring more, but in appreciating what is already present. This chapter invites you to explore the transformative power of gratitude and shows how it can become a guiding force in your life. Gratitude has a unique ability to reframe our reality. It's not about ignoring hardships or pretending everything is perfect. Instead, gratitude allows us to hold space for life's complexities, acknowledging both its joys and its sorrows with an open heart. When we practice gratitude, we train our minds to notice abundance rather than scarcity. The small moments, a kind word, the warmth of sunlight, the taste of a favorite meal, become sources of deep fulfillment. Even amidst challenges, gratitude reveals the hidden gifts, the strength we develop, the lessons we learn, and the connections that sustain us. Gratitude begins with noticing. Too often, we overlook the gifts of the present moment because we are focused on what's next. But life's richness is found in the details, the way rain nourishes the earth, the sound of laughter shared with a friend, or the quiet peace of solitude. To cultivate gratitude, start small. At the end of each day, reflect on 3 things you're thankful for. They don't need to be monumental. Even the simple act of breathing or the comfort of a soft bed can be a source of gratitude. As you practice, you'll notice your awareness expanding, uncovering blessings in places you hadn't thought to look. Gratitude also extends to life's significant moments. Reflect on the relationships that have shaped you, the opportunities that have come your way, and the challenges that have made you stronger. By recognizing both the small joys and the larger gifts, you create a balanced perspective that honors the fullness of life. Daily practices to nurture a grateful heart. 1. Start and end your day with gratitude. Begin each morning by acknowledging one thing you're grateful for. It could be as simple as waking up to a new day. End your day by reflecting on what went well, even if it was a difficult day. These small rituals set the tone for a mindset of appreciation. 2. Keep a gratitude journal. Writing down what you're thankful for helps solidify your awareness of life's blessings. On challenging days, looking back at your entries can remind you of the good that exists, even during tough times. 3. Express gratitude to others. Gratitude is most powerful when shared. Take the time to thank someone who has made a positive impact on your life, whether through a heartfelt conversation, a handwritten note, or a simple text message. 4. Practice gratitude in difficult moments. When facing adversity, ask yourself, what is this experience teaching me? Or, what small blessing can I find in this challenge? Gratitude doesn't erase pain, but it offers a way to find meaning and resilience in the midst of it. 5. Embrace mindful gratitude. During routine activities, pause and bring your attention to what you're doing. Whether it's eating a meal, walking outside, or washing dishes, reflect on how these moments contribute to your well-being. This mindfulness fosters a deeper appreciation for the present. Gratitude doesn't just transform your inner world, it influences the world around you. When you approach life with a grateful heart, your energy shifts, and others are drawn to your positive outlook. Gratitude fosters connection, kindness, and generosity, creating a ripple effect that touches everyone you encounter. Imagine a workplace where gratitude is expressed openly, where employees feel appreciated and contributions are acknowledged. Picture a family where gratitude is woven into daily conversations, strengthening bonds and creating a foundation of love. These are the environments gratitude builds. A man once found himself stranded in a foreign country with little money and no clear way home. He was filled with fear and frustration, but as he sat alone in a crowded street, he noticed a child playing with a makeshift toy, a stick and a rock. The child's laughter was infectious, and for a moment, the man forgot his troubles. He began to notice other small acts of beauty around him, the vibrant colors of the marketplace, the kindness of a stranger who offered him water, the resilience of people around him who had far less yet seemed content. That day, his perspective shifted. While his circumstances hadn't changed, his newfound gratitude gave him the strength to navigate his challenges with hope and creativity. Gratitude is not a destination, but a journey, a practice that deepens over time. As you integrate gratitude into your daily life, you'll notice a profound shift in how you relate to yourself, others, and the world. This practice doesn't require perfection. There will be days when gratitude feels out of reach, when life's difficulties weigh heavily on your heart. On those days, even the smallest act of appreciation, a single breath, a fleeting moment of stillness, can serve as a reminder that blessings exist, even in the darkest times. Gratitude transforms not by adding something to our lives, but by revealing what was always there. It reminds us that we are enough, that life is enough, and that each moment holds the potential for joy, connection, and meaning. As you walk through life, let gratitude be your companion. Let it ground you when the world feels chaotic, and lift you when the weight of life feels heavy. Let it guide you to see the beauty in both the extraordinary and the mundane. When you cultivate gratitude as a way of life, you create a foundation of peace and contentment that cannot be shaken by external circumstances. You discover that happiness is not something to chase, it is something to embrace, right here, right now. May your heart be filled with gratitude, and may it light the way to a life of abundance, joy, and connection. Chapter 8. Savoring the Journey. In a world fixated on destinations and achievements, we often overlook the beauty of the path itself. We dream of the promotion, the finished project, the accolades, only to find that reaching them often feels fleeting or incomplete. What we fail to realize is that the joy of life lies not in the moments of arrival, but in the unfolding of the journey. The process is where transformation happens, where memories are made, and where meaning resides. Savoring the journey is an art, a way of living that requires intention, presence, and patience. It teaches us to slow down, appreciate the present, and find fulfillment in the act of becoming, rather than solely in being. We are conditioned to measure success by results. From a young age, we're praised for the grades we achieve, the trophies we win, and the milestones we reach. But when life becomes solely about ticking boxes, we lose sight of the richness that exists in the spaces between. Consider an artist who paints not for the finished masterpiece, but for the joy of each brushstroke, or a gardener who finds fulfillment in tending to the soil, regardless of how bountiful the harvest may be. Their contentment comes from the act itself, not just the outcome. The same principle applies to our lives. Whether it's working toward a personal goal, building a relationship, or navigating a challenging period, the growth, learning, and experiences we encounter along the way are what shape us. The destination may be the motivator, but the journey is the reward. Mindfulness is the key to savoring the journey. It invites us to fully inhabit each moment, no matter how mundane or ordinary it may seem. By paying attention to the here and now, we uncover layers of beauty and depth that often go unnoticed. Think about the routine act of making a cup of tea. When done mindlessly, it's just another task to get through. But when approached with mindfulness, it becomes an opportunity for presence. The sound of water boiling, the aroma of the tea leaves, the warmth of the cup in your hands. Mindfulness transforms the seemingly trivial into moments of connection and joy. Whether you're cooking a meal, walking to work, or engaging in a conversation, slowing down and being fully present allows you to savor the richness of the experience. One of the greatest challenges in savoring the journey is our impatience. We want results, and we want them quickly. Yet, the most meaningful experiences in life, building a career, deepening relationships, or personal growth, cannot be rushed. They unfold in their own time, often in ways we cannot predict. Patience teaches us to trust the process. It reminds us that growth happens incrementally, like a tree that takes years to reach its full height. Impatience, on the other hand, robs us of the ability to appreciate the journey. Presence complements patience. When we are fully present, we are not fixated on what lies ahead or behind us. We can engage with life as it is, finding joy and meaning in the moment. Presence is a reminder that each step, no matter how small, is part of a larger picture. The journey is often a reflection of our inner selves. It reveals our strengths, our fears, and our capacity for resilience. It challenges us to adapt, grow, and evolve in ways we never imagined. Imagine hiking up a mountain. The summit may be the goal, but it is the climb that tests your endurance, your determination, and your ability to keep going despite fatigue. Along the way, you encounter breathtaking vistas, moments of doubt, and perhaps even fellow travelers who share their stories. By the time you reach the top, you've not only achieved a physical feat, but also experienced a transformation within yourself. In life, the journey shapes who we are. It teaches us that success is not just about reaching the summit, but about the person we become along the way. Practical ways to savor the journey. 1. Set intentions, not just goals. While goals give us direction, intentions ground us in the present. For example, instead of focusing solely on losing weight, set an intention to enjoy the process of moving your body and nourishing yourself with healthy food. 2. Celebrate small wins. Acknowledge the milestones along the way, no matter how small they seem. Each step forward is a victory worth celebrating. 3. Practice mindful reflection. At the end of each day, take a moment to reflect on what you've learned or experienced. This practice helps you appreciate the journey's unfolding. 4. Detach from perfectionism. The journey will rarely go as planned, and that's okay. Embrace the detours and imperfections. They often hold the most valuable lessons. 5. Find joy in effort. Whether you're learning a new skill, working on a project, or pursuing a dream, find satisfaction in the effort itself. Effort is a sign of growth and commitment. There's an old parable about a traveler who sets out to find a treasure hidden in a distant land. Along the way, he encounters numerous trials and tribulations, storms, hunger, and moments of despair. But he also meets kind strangers, discovers stunning landscapes, and learns valuable lessons about himself. When he finally reaches the treasure, he realizes that it pales in comparison to what he gained along the way: wisdom, friendships, and a deep appreciation for life. The journey, he reflects, was the true treasure all along. Life is not a race to be won or a problem to be solved. It is an experience to be lived. When we rush through it, fixated on outcomes, we miss the magic that exists in each moment. By savoring the journey, we open ourselves to life's richness and depth. Remember, the path you are walking is as important, if not more so, than where it leads. Treasure each step, for it holds the stories, lessons, and joys that make life meaningful. Let go of the rush and allow yourself to savor the journey. Chapter 9. The Joy of Solitude. Solitude is often misunderstood. In a world that glorifies constant connection, the idea of being alone is frequently associated with loneliness, isolation, or even failure. But solitude, when embraced intentionally, is a source of profound joy and self-discovery. It is a sanctuary where we can reconnect with our inner selves, free from the demands and noise of the external world. At its core, solitude offers us the chance to meet ourselves as we are, without distractions, without masks. It is in these quiet moments that we can reflect, recharge, and realign with our true purpose. Learning to embrace solitude is not only a path to self-awareness, but also a doorway to creativity, clarity, and inner peace. To understand the value of solitude, it's important to separate it from loneliness. Loneliness is a sense of disconnection, a yearning for companionship that isn't present. It can leave us feeling empty or incomplete. Solitude, on the other hand, is a choice. It is the deliberate act of stepping away from others to be with oneself. Loneliness often arises from a lack of connection with others, but solitude invites us to cultivate a deeper connection with ourselves. It is a reminder that we are whole, even when we are alone. Many of us avoid solitude because it forces us to confront our thoughts and emotions without distraction. In the stillness, there are no conversations, screens, or to-do lists to drown out the inner voice that we often suppress. But what if this confrontation is exactly what we need? The fears, doubts, and insecurities that arise in solitude are not meant to harm us. They are signals, guiding us toward areas of our lives that need attention. Facing them with courage can lead to healing and growth. In truth, our discomfort with solitude often stems from our discomfort with ourselves. By learning to be alone, we cultivate self-acceptance and realize that our worth is not dependent on external validation. Solitude provides a rare opportunity to pause and ask important questions. What truly matters to me? Am I living in alignment with my values? What brings me joy, independent of others' opinions? Without the influence of others' expectations or societal pressures, we can rediscover our authentic selves. It's in these quiet moments that our deepest passions, dreams, and truths often emerge. Many of history's greatest thinkers, artists, and leaders credited solitude as the source of their creativity and insight. From Thoreau retreating to Walden Pond to write about simplicity in nature, to Einstein reflecting alone on the nature of the universe, solitude has been a fertile ground for innovation and transformation. In solitude, there's no need to perform or meet anyone else's expectations. You can simply be. This freedom is both liberating and restorative. Imagine sitting by a quiet lake, the still water mirroring the sky. There's no agenda, no rush, only the gentle rhythm of your breath and the whispers of the wind. Such moments remind us of life's simplicity and beauty, and they anchor us in the present. Solitude also allows us to listen deeply, to nature, to our intuition, and to the wisdom within. It creates space for us to process our experiences and gain clarity about our lives. Practical ways to embrace solitude. 1. Create a sacred space. Designate a physical space where you can be alone, whether it's a cozy corner in your home or a quiet spot in nature. This space becomes a refuge, a place where you can retreat whenever you need to recharge. 2. Start small. If you're not used to spending time alone, begin with short periods of solitude, perhaps 10 minutes a day. Gradually increase this time as you become more comfortable. 3. Engage in reflective practices. Activities like journaling, meditating, or walking in nature can deepen your experience of solitude. Use this time to explore your thoughts and emotions without judgment. 4. Unplug from technology. Solitude loses its power if we fill it with distractions. Turn off your devices and embrace the stillness without interruptions. 5. Embrace creativity. Solitude is a wonderful time for creative pursuits, painting, writing, playing music, or any activity that brings you joy. Let your imagination flourish without the pressure of an audience. Solitude not only nurtures our inner selves, but also strengthens our relationships. When we spend time alone, we come back to others with greater clarity, balance, and compassion. We no longer seek to fill our emptiness through them. Instead, we approach relationships from a place of wholeness. Solitude also fosters resilience. In times of difficulty, our ability to find strength within ourselves becomes a powerful resource. The self-reliance we cultivate in solitude prepares us to face life's challenges with grace and confidence. Paradoxically, solitude often deepens our connection with the world around us. When we step away from the noise, we notice the subtle details, the way sunlight filters through the trees, the song of a bird, the feeling of our own heartbeat. These moments of quiet connection remind us that we are part of something greater than ourselves. Solitude becomes a bridge, connecting us to the rhythms of nature, the essence of life, and the infinite within. To embrace solitude is to celebrate your own company. It is an act of self-love, a declaration that you are enough just as you are. When you learn to find joy in your own presence, you unlock a source of happiness that no external circumstances can take away. Solitude doesn't mean retreating from life. It means stepping into its depths. It invites you to explore who you are and to cherish the gift of simply being. In the stillness of solitude lies an invitation to pause, to listen, and to rediscover yourself. The next time you feel the urge to avoid being alone, resist it. Instead, sit quietly, breathe deeply, and let the silence unfold. You may find that in the quiet of your own presence, there is a profound joy, a joy that whispers, "This is enough. You are enough." Conclusion. As we journey through life, it becomes clear that the pursuit of fulfillment does not lie in forcing outcomes, rushing through moments, or seeking constant validation from others. True contentment emerges from embracing life's natural flow, allowing ourselves to find joy in simplicity, to cherish solitude as a space for self-discovery, and to practice acceptance without resistance. When we stop forcing, we open ourselves to the transformative power of presence, patience, and surrender. Life, in all its complexity, is a dance of ebb and flow, of moments that are both fleeting and eternal. By relinquishing control and learning to trust the process, we align ourselves with the wisdom of the universe, finding peace in knowing that everything unfolds exactly as it should. The key is not in striving to shape every detail of our lives, but in learning to move with grace through each moment, embracing the beauty of what is. Let go of the need to force, and allow life to reveal its wonders in its own time.